What's up? What's up, quarantine mates? And now we have to worry about what? Murderous hornets? Man, world's gone crazy. It's Cooper. It's the Welcome to Cooperville podcast. Fantastic conversation with my friend, my brother from another, Mr. Adrian Patrick of Otherwise. We'll get to that. It's episode number 55 of the podcast. Stand by for that. But first, huge thanks out to Midwest Meals. Still open, still delivering those fantastic meals every single week nationwide. So no matter where you are listening to this podcast, you've had a lot of new listeners join up, following the live stream on Twitch, watching the YouTube live videos that we're putting out. So wherever you are in the country, if you're trying to get your health on point, trying to get your meals on point, maybe save some time and clean up because you got other shit going on right now, MidwestMeals.com, 13 rotating healthy meals for you to pick and choose and customize. They also have the Cravings Crushers for this month. The red velvet cake is delicious and just what you need to get through those afternoon cravings, or, well, really whenever you have cravings. Mine are weirdly like late at night. I'm like, I really need something. Cravings Crushers to the rescue. Thank God for them. So you go there, MidwestMeals.com, and you put in your order for the week, get it in by Friday. They ship out nationwide on Monday, and at checkout, if you use the promo code Cooper, you get 10% off your first order. It's that simple. MidwestMeals.com, hashtag MidwestFitFam. My brothers and sisters over at Violent Gentlemen Hockey Club enforcing that social distancing, that line of clothing and swag that they have out right now. It's just badass. It's just so cool. And they're really trying to fill that void in your life. If you're a huge hockey fan and you're just missing out, but maybe you want to rock some new gear, something that really profoundly expresses your attitude as a diehard hockey fan. They have individual team stuff that's really cool and customized, and they have everything from the hoodies to the hats to the socks. They have a ladies line, hoodies. I mean, they got it all. ViolentGentleman.com. By the way, if you're heading over there, promo code is Cooperville15 at checkout. You get 15% off your first order at ViolentGentleman.com. Violent Gentlemen Hockey Club, proud sponsors of the Welcome to Cooperville podcast. Also proud to be on board, Monster Energy. The Ultra Zero line, Rain Body Fuel, has pretty much become my pre-workout before every time I work out. If you follow me on Instagram, my personal page, at No Limit Cooper Official, that has been the juice that gets me up in the morning to rock out during quarantine and try to maintain some sort of routine. But the days get long. You know, I'm also teaching a 10-year-old homeschooling crap during the course of the day and putting him through Phi-Ed. We're out flipping tires in the backyard. Then we're rocking this whole this live Twitch sessions. Most of those are occurring in the evening. So the days get long, the nights get short, but Monster Energy, Rain Body Fuel, getting the gas in the tank to get me through. And definitely check out their new thermogenic line. My favorite is jalapeno strawberry by a long shot. That's my jam. Like two things you wouldn't think, like, ooh, jalapenos and strawberries together. It's freaking magical, I'll tell you that. Hashtag Monster Podcast. And it is time for my fantastic conversation with my longtime friend. Man, dude's been through a lot. Him and I have conversed during some of those times, and through the good times and the hard times, we've always stood by one another. So I'm a huge fan of this human being as one of the most genuine people in the industry, the music industry, that I've ever had the pleasure of encountering and continuing our friendship to this day. His name is Adrian Patrick. He is from the band Otherwise. He is episode 55 on the podcast. That starts right now.
Welcome to Cooperville, the Welcome to Cooperville podcast. Subscribe, get updates, feel better about your life. Welcome to Cooperville.com. Check, one, check. Welcome to Cooperville. Make sure you use a coaster.
My dude, Adrian Patrick.
Oops, what's up, dude?
We reunited at last.
It's been a minute, homie. I mean, in person at least.
Yeah.
I mean, is this in person? Is this the new reality, bro?
Yeah, this is how we will now be together. There will be no more face-to-face.
No, we will be together.
The moment will arise. We will fight the demons.
It's arising now, bro. Like I seen your face. Man.
Well, it's the beard, man. Let's not sugarcoat it, man.
The beard is epic, bro. I don't want I really want to sugarcoat your beard, bro. But like that is an epic beard, man.
Well, you know,
you're making me look bad over here, dude. I'm doing the Just for Men thing, bro. You're making me look bad over here.
No, dude. See, I started a beard company, so I have to have I have to grow a beard. I got beard oils and shit to sell, so I'm like,
Where's my sample?
it's in the mail. It's coming your way.
It's in the mail.
Well,
You sound like Jack Burton, bro. Big Trouble in Little China right now.
check's in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Oh man, Big Trouble Little China, man. That I missed that. I need to go watch that now. I mean, even though I'm all like,
Dude,
I haven't seen that.
here's my thing, bro. It's one of the greatest movies ever fucking made, right? Like it's like classic '80s cheese, but it's literally like you brought a comic book to life.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's crazy action. There's like horror aspects. There's a romance. There's of course there's the the knight in shining armor. But when I heard about The Rock was gonna maybe remake it, you remember that? You heard this?
I remember the rumors coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking that would be awesome, but it would be totally epic if they spun it and said, okay, The Rock was like Jack Burton's son. Jack Burton, in all of his travels, in all of his adventures, like he had an illegitimate son with let's say the dragon lady from fucking The Golden Child. You remember The Golden Child?
Oh God. Laser beams out of the eyeballs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Jack Burton were to have a kid with let's say kind of what's his name? Quill, Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. If Jack Burton's son was like half human but also half, then The Rock could easily come in and play Jack Burton's son, but we could still have Kurt Russell. He's got to make Jack Burton.
Yeah, he's got to at least have a cameo in this. I mean, there can't be. Here's the thing that would ruin that movie is they're going to try to make it like 2021 or whatever. Say it comes out next year, if they make it, they're going to try to make it not cheesy. It's going to be like this epic, CGI fucking things are going to be, really well put together. The lasers will actually look like they're coming out of the eyes and not like there's some weird aura. Some kid was coloring and they're like, do purple lasers out of the eyeballs, man. Do fucking purple. They're going to make it all way too good for what it was, man.
I mean, I think it'd be dope, man. I'm glad we kicked off this conversation with this topic. I feel like apply his wherewithal and his billions, do the franchise. There's not even a franchise; it's a standalone movie. Make it a true franchise. Make it, embrace cultures. Be Jack Burton's son. Don't try to be Jack Burton because Kurt Russell is still alive, and that dude, he's gonna kick. We're all gonna kick the bucket at some point.
Right.
So, why not utilize him? There's a whole comic book line. It's called Old Man Jack, and it's really, really exciting. It's really interesting. It takes off right at the end of Big Trouble in Little China. Mm-hmm. The comic book takes off from there. And I mean, if they The Rock has all the creative powers in the world to do what he wants.
Right.
I would be smart about it and incorporate cultures and timelines and just tradition, bro. Big Trouble in Little China is not a movie that needs to be remade. Do not remake that movie.
No,
you will
leave it alone. Don't try to make it. It stands alone by itself as one of the great. I think Kurt Russell. I mean, I'm thinking of him and Joe Elliott of Def Leppard. I mean, those are the guys that rocked the white cut-off sleeve T-shirt. I mean, that's what made that a thing. We don't need these damn sleeves.
Yeah, you can't do that, bro. I can't even when I rock a cut-off sleeve T-shirt, it's got to be black. I can't even pull off the white.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
So the standard has been set. We can't. You can't improve on perfection.
I can never meet that. Yeah, exactly.
That was probably the most amazing way that I've ever started a conversation is with talking about Big Trouble in Little China, man. That's
well, fuck. I'm glad we just did it off the cuff like that. That was great,
dude. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about being off the cuff. I do have to. So we have somebody from Arizona here. They figured out how to get on Twitch, so welcome. Is it Pandas Tubbs? Pandas Tubbs 1984 is here. Jody.
Pandas Tubbs?
Pandas Tubbs.
Pandas Tubbs. I don't see the names.
Yeah, I see him over here, so I'll read up the question. Chris is here from Grafton, Wisconsin. Johnny
Wisconsin.
Perro, Myrtle Beach,
Isn't
South
that where you are, bro?
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach. I love Myrtle Beach, man. I've had a lot of really, really good fucking times in Myrtle Beach, man.
That was like,
I'm born and raised in Vegas.
My first like real like trip after I got out of high school was to Myrtle Beach, and it will forever live in infamy as one of the best places I've been.
So you went from Wisconsin to Myrtle Beach for your high school trip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Post high school grad. It was we went down there for my cousin graduated from the Navy, so we had his naval graduation party down there. But we went for a week, and that was a day, and the rest of it was. They're still like Polaroids, man. That shit still exists somewhere. Texas is here. Nebraska. Mama Joe Bug.
Oh, it's Mama Joe.
Yeah, Mama Joe. Kentucky in the house. Man, we're going global, dude. Everybody's here to see your pretty face.
Global, bro.
Global. Well, so far we're just
Azerbaijanistan, bro. That's the next. That's where we gotta go next.
Putin's here. What the fuck? No, that shit just got weird. So, Adrian, Patrick, and I, we go back. Man, I can't even fucking remember what year it was. Has it been 7, 8 years, hasn't it? I mean, when?
Oh, at least, man. I mean, the first time I met you was the first time we played
Rockfest. Rockfest, yeah.
Rockfest.
Yep.
Where is that Oshkosh or was that?
That's Cadott.
Oh, Cadott. Okay, yeah. And you guys, you and your beautiful girl, your beautiful white Barb, you guys were like hosting the bar. Remember that? And that's like.
Well,
am I crazy? Am I crazy?
Well, we weren't hosting the bar. Here's how it went down. Not went down, but so we were there.
Alexa, volume 2.
We were in the booth, hanging out, and we had I think at one point caught up with you guys before the show. I think I did the interview with you, and then we were out in the audience. We were out in our seats watching your show, and there was a song. I can't remember. It was about a hooker or a stripper or just somebody with large breasts.
Vegas girl.
Vegas girl. Yeah, and Barb fit that description, and you like pointed at her, and she was like, "Yeah, this is awesome." And like the song went on, and she was like, "Huh." I'm like, he doesn't know you. Like, it's cool. Like, and then we ended up like connecting later on. Like, you guys had found some booze, and we had found some booze, and we ended up in the booth.
My bad, bro.
No, dude. At this point, it's all good, bro. At this point, it's all good. You know?
Oh, fuck. All right.
But no, so we ended up like you and Ryan and I and Barb and like a couple more of our staff just ended up like somehow we didn't have like any. We had some booze in the booth, but like miraculously, like booze just kept on showing up. I don't know, and it got like it didn't get progressively better. Like the booze didn't get better; it got really progressively worse. It was like, "What is this we're drinking?" Like, I don't even care. I don't even care.
Yeah, I don't care. It's got alcohol in it. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
We were like drinking brandy straight. That was bad.
Was that okay? That Rockfest is the one. Like where there's that big giant campground, right? You just walk out in the campground.
Yeah, there's like 6,000 campsites.
Yeah, dude, and like all the fucking people like actually set up their own stages and shit out there, right? Yeah, man. Fuck, man. We did that twice or 2 or 3 times, I think. But the first time is when I met you, man. And you guys just like we had a great time. We kicked off, and you got us. We had so much fun, dude. Like, you know, like the whole thing about like, you know, you got us fucked up, bro. It's awesome. It's rock and roll. Yeah, it's fucking rock and roll. That is rock and roll. But at the same time, if you can get fucked up with somebody and at the end of the night and even the next day still be like connected to that person.
Right.
Which you and I have stayed connected, you know, like that's a thing. You know what I mean? Because how many people do we get in our lifetimes fucked up with, you know? And never see them again, you know.
Yeah.
So when you maintain the connection, it's awesome.
Yeah, you get that one evening, one night, one like, oh my God, that was crazy, that was wild, and then you have the stories, but you never have like the hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna text Adrian and be like, dude, what's up? You know, just like sporadically out of nowhere.
Dude, I'm coming to Vegas.
Dude, I'm coming to Vegas. Oh wait, they shut the world down. Never mind, I'm not coming anywhere.
Yeah. Well, when they open it back up, which they will soon, as we shall storm the Capitol if we have to.
Yeah, it's shit's getting wild, dude. I mean, you're not in Vegas right now. You're in New York, so you're like, what's the vibe there, man? I mean, it's weird as shit here. I mean, I think that's the thing is like if you've been to Wisconsin, you know, like we're all like close knit, and we're like, hey, like we don't like proximity doesn't matter to us. We'll be close to people. We'll hug. We embrace. We're all I don't want to say good old boy, but there's some of that going on here too. But it's weird for us to like be in a situation where you go to a store and you're actively seeing people back away from you, and I'm like, is it the beard? Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Don't be offended.
Yeah, man. It's tricky, dude. You know, I feel like if you have an opinion that doesn't necessarily line up with the culture that's being portrayed on the mainstream media, and not that I'm like some kind of fucking conspiracy theorist, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I understand that this virus spreads faster than SARS and spreads faster than the flu, but at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, it's still something that we need to try to develop an immunity to. Yeah. And clearly, like shutting everything down is, I mean, I guess it's working in a sense to flatten the curve, quote unquote. But I mean, if you look at like, I know Sweden is like one. I mean, we're what a nation of 300 million, and Sweden is like 2 million, I think, or maybe. You know, they're a fraction of what we are.
Small, yeah.
But there's still some science behind what they've done. You know, they didn't completely shut everything down. They implemented the same, you know, abundance of caution, but they remained open.
Yeah.
Like that. I feel like, I don't know, man. It's weird, dude.
Yeah.
I could write a whole nother album about this shit.
Well, you got time, man. You know, it's like fucking sit down and write and be creative and stuff. But no, it's a weird. You don't know how to feel about it. It's I think watching the news is detrimental to people's health and their mental capacity, because you're living in a world where literally you wake up one day and the rules change. You go to bed, you wake up the next day, the rules change again. You know, when you have seen, I think Sweden is a good example. Like, okay, this works if you're just you make people take certain precautions. Okay, it feels like we're the kids that are not responsible enough to follow the direction. Like, hey, like don't be so close to people for a bit. Like, stand back, keep grandma at home for a minute. You know, and we'll all develop the immunity to it. You know, you may feel a little sick, but you'll get over it and everybody can get back to work. I mean, as a small business owner myself, you know, it's I stopped giving a fuck. I'm like, okay, well, I guess if I get sick, I get sick, but I need to figure out a way to provide for, you know, a 10-year-old who is, you know, loves
10 now, huh?
Look, 10 years old. Like, I've kept something alive for 10 years. It's amazing.
You should get like an award for that motherfucker.
Motherfucking championship belt, dude. Telling you, I'm gonna wear that shit everywhere I go.
I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, man. So I feel you on that. But yeah, I mean, you know, like it's like, dude, just wash your fucking hands. Like, just wash your hands. If you're gonna go hug grandma, take your hoodie off, wash your hands, and then go hug grandma. Mm-hmm. And then when you leave, you know, I like the whole thing with they're ordering you to wear masks, and like it's like, dude, what? I don't know, man. There's just I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but by any means. Mm-hmm. But when you look at some of the data, like it's kind of like, that's weird. The coincidence is kind of weird with the timing, and like where it came from and like whose government wasn't getting along with our current government. And like, it's just kind of, it's a little weird, man. And if you don't think it's weird, then, keep watching the Kardashians. Is what I'm saying.
Because they're apparently fine. They're like, whatever.
They're fine,
yeah.
dude.
So they're immune.
All that Botox, man, kept them immune, bro. they're
immune
already dead.
I would say they're immune to everything, but I'm sure there's something floating around somewhere that they've captured and shared amongst one another. I mean, they're a giving family. What can you say?
No, you can't beat herpes, bro.
you can't outclap the clap, dude. Can't outclap the clap.
No, you cannot, bro. You cannot.
And now we got fucking like murderous hornets invading the West
Bro, you see that? The fucking murder hornets?
That's ridiculous.
Also made in China. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait a minute.
Was that not politically correct?
No, that was actually a factual statement. So I guess you can't.
Am I fired? Did I just get fired from my own band?
You're out. Okay, you're back in, but you're out. Now you're back in.
Oh shit! No. I'm sorry, man. I forgot, dude. I can't be dangerous in rock and roll anymore, man. It's horrible.
Right? That's some shit.
Dude, and that's how you and I bonded, bro. Remember, like we stole some golf carts and fucking drove around the whole thing at Rockfest, and then get kicked off a tour and banned from one festival, and the next thing you know,
stole sounds like there was no intent to return. There was intent to return. It was borrowed.
We borrowed it
without permission. It's it's fine.
It made it back. I mean. Functionally.
Still, Jimmy Duggan says, "Avoid the clap." Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I can't see them. Okay,
I know that's because I got the Twitch stream up. Thank you, by the way, all of you for jumping on Twitch. People want to see concerts. Botox, yeah, Botox. That's the cure, man. Everybody's gonna be going in, getting their face shot up or their ass shut up, make life better. Yes, and we were talking about the drinking in the booth. That was blame everything on Ryan. So we're gonna do that since he's not present.
Hey, dude, it's all my brother's fault, bro. All of this is my brother's fault.
But how are you holding up? Like this whole sitch that's going on. You guys got a fucking killer single out right now. I know you like being on the road. I know it's the push and pull of being an artist. You want to be home with the family, and it's great, but you also want to be out doing what you love to do and showing them, this is the way, as the Mandalorian says on Star Wars Day. But are you like
pretty wild, man? I haven't Coops, to be honest, man, I haven't been this dormant in a decade. You know what I mean? I've been on tour since 2010. And I mean, dude, I love my wife. I love my sons. They're the most beautiful thing about me. Like even if the songs that my brother and I write that we leave behind, if nobody hears them, if the next generation doesn't even know who the fuck otherwise is, I'll have left these two beautiful human beings, and they are truly, as your father, and you can see you're a good dad. And you can see, a good soul. You know what I'm saying? But man, I miss them so much. I miss them so dearly. I hurt when I'm on the road. I hurt, But now I'm not on the road, and I'm hurting to get back on the road. It's fucked up, man. It's really fucked up, dude. That is rock and roll, man. It's like the best and worst of both worlds. It's the most seductive mistress.
I've heard that. I've heard that about the road, about touring, about being. I mean, that's nobody. I don't want to say nobody because I'm sure there are bands that do it, but you guys aren't one of them. Going in the studio, writing, going in the studio, putting songs together, tracking, all that stuff, putting an album out. All that stuff is a part of the puzzle, and it it's a necessity. But when you first picked up an instrument or when you first started to sing, it was about being in front of people. It was about the performance, and it was about the energy of a crowd, and it's about being out in at a festival if it's open air. If you're in a small venue, it's sweaty, rock and roll, dirty, filthy. There's a certain thing to it that that's why you I imagine, took your life from, Dr. Adrian Patrick to, artist Adrian Patrick. It's that's where the
It's fun. Dude, are you psychic or something, Coops? Because
I've been called psych. No, it wasn't psychic. It was something along those lines, though. But no.
Oh, really? Wrong vowel sound.
Yeah, wrong vowel. Wrong. Yeah.
Right. No, dude, like seriously, like we have our family comes from or half of our family comes from a medicine background, and my brother and I always joke and we say that we come from a family of doctors and we're the only rockers in the family, and you're absolutely right, man. It was that, like being at the House of Blues at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas on the floor, and the fucking pit is going crazy to POD sold out. The pit's going crazy to fucking Rise Against sold out. We're they used to have these huge festivals in Vegas at the Silver Bowl. The Silver Bowl was where the Rebels used to play before they built Raiders Stadium, and they were called OBC, which was our big concert. And we would go down, there would be 20,000 people in the stands, and me and my homies and my baby brother, who's almost a decade younger than me, we would go down into the pit onto the field, and we would jump into the mosh pit for hours on end. We would get sprayed with acid, you know what I mean? Like we'd be drinking other people's beers, and we would just be, everybody would be in it. And that is what made, that, without a doubt, that is what we wanted to be a part of, and I don't know, man. I don't know if is rock and roll still that way. I don't know. I haven't been to Coachella. I haven't been to Bonnaroo. I don't fucking know. That's how it was growing up in Vegas, dude. It was like, 30,000 people. Everybody is just on tilt, off their fucking rockers, and it was beautiful. It was melodic. It was aggressive. It just wasn't all this bubblegum bullshit, which is what apparently.
Right.
I might be dating myself now. I know. Are we going live on Twitch?
Oh, what's the Twitch, man? I don't understand the Twitch. Hey. Sometimes I have a Twitch.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know, man. From my perspective, I did 20 years in radio. Majority of that spent in rock radio, and majority of that spent, I don't want to say hand-fed a playlist, but there came a point in my career where I was like, no, I'm just gonna kind of do what I feel is the best for my station, for my listeners, for my artists that I have a relationship with. That I'm not saying that's why I got let go, but it may have been on a laundry list of other things. Fucking rocking the boat, man. Don't rock the boat. Shut up and play the hits, Coop.
Rebel, bro. Rebel without a clue, bro. I feel you.
The damn rebel got the rebel shirt rocking today, man. But it's
oh, there you go.
I feel like there is a weird machine that exists inside of rock and roll, and you're probably a better person to answer this, but there's so much, and I've been blessed in the last year plus that I've been out of radio to really discover some fucking amazing music that I feel like I never would have encountered had I been in radio, because it's not getting fed to me by a label or by an art or by a management or anybody else. It's just like it's the pure nature of discovery of music. And God, I found some amazing talent that's out there. And
give us 2 recs. Who are your two top recs right now?
Dude, I just found Bishop. What the hell is her last name? I literally just found the song like the other day. Hang on, let me pull it up here since we're.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I know.
No, it's all good. Like I just found her the other day. Bishop Briggs, female artist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, just, oh God, dude, like a voice, like I can't even hear that voice being played on radio anywhere, but it's
Anywhere. Huh?
one of the most fantastic, like, soul.
She's too like unique.
Yeah, the music is too different, and it's not different. It's got an old vibe to it, but it's, I don't know, the vocal is just ridiculous. I'll send you over the single that I discovered, and I was like, holy shit, this is like lit up.
And how did you find her? It's like just randomly, or
no? I was fucking scamming through TikTok.
Dude, so is that where it's like TikTok's the place now, huh? So I like.
Well, the name. Somebody asked me to say the name again. Bishop Briggs.
Bishop Briggs. Huh?
Bishop Briggs. Yeah, I just said. Jody asked me to say the name again. That girl Bishop on Instagram. No, like TikTok is, and I liken that to why I made the decision with, just talking to some people to jump on Twitch. That, like, there is this whole this Twitch world, like right now in this not on this particular live video, but in this group of people that are just talking, there's like 500,000 people in this group right now, just watching videos of people talk.
On Twitch.
On Twitch.
I mean, this is my first time on Twitch, by the way. So my Coop. So am I supposed to now start a TikTok account and a Twitch to be a relevant artist?
To be relevant?
Or
I don't think it's the relevancy part of it. I think that, TikTok is where the most played song of 2019 was basically discovered, and that was Old Town Road. And whatever personal feelings are about the song, but you want to talk about a way that an artist took, what? You can.
I'll tell you what, man. I do have. What are your feelings on that song?
My feelings on the song.
You don't have to be completely honest.
I have a 10-year-old who was 9, and that was played a lot over and over and over again. Yes. And I was like, oh my God. It's when you hear it on repetition, it really, at its point, it's a 2-minute and 13-second song with the same chorus 3 times. Yeah. It's not, they added in, obviously Billy Ray Cyrus jumped on board, and it gained some, recognition because country radio was like, we're not going to play this because it's hip hop, and other country radio was like, well, we're embracing everybody. But the story of the origin of the song is it was, clipped at 15 seconds. You can do 15-second videos on TikTok. And that song was like blowing the fuck up. And then all of a sudden it got this whole like, hey, we're getting millions and millions of hits on this song, on this app, and nobody in radio is touching it at all. And all of a sudden radio touches it and, does what radio does, and it burns to the fucking ground. And, and then the dude's up for Grammys and stuff. So it's just, I think it's a different way.
I'll tell you how I discovered that fucking song. All right. When I'm not touring, and this is the first time I've ever really admitted to this.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm not touring, I substitute teach back home in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So I, I was thinking, I'm like, man, do I go back to the nightclubs? Do I go back into selling drugs again? What can I do when I'm off of tour that has
balance?
That has some, kind of. I want to give back to the community some way. I've got kids now. I've got two beautiful sons. Right. I like what can I do that's somewhat respectful? Although selling drugs in the club makes a lot more money. Going so my first. I'm sure I'm probably gonna get fired now if anybody sees this. But my first assignment, I took. It was a long-term assignment. It was 2 weeks at a middle school in Southern Highlands in Las Vegas, and so I would say, look, if you guys, I would come in every day, and I would tell these kids, hey, look, you guys, you do your thing, do your work, you listen to me, you be respectful. Then we can listen to music when you want to listen to music. Get the work done. And without a doubt, they all wanted to fucking listen to Old Town Road, man. And I was like, what is this? What is this, man? Like, I never heard it, didn't even knew it existed until like a year and a half ago, like
Yeah.
if that. And it's a Grammy nominated song. So, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And that's, I think, hip hop has had a way of, and I think rock and roll is behind the curve on it. I think that they're playing the same.
You think
they're playing the
you
same.
think rock and roll's behind the curve a little bit?
A decade maybe. A little bit. But they're playing the same.
Let's just play the same 10 bands that we're gonna just keep playing for the rest of the next 10,000 years.
No, dude, I think they have it mapped out. I think it's mapped out to the point where they go, okay, this band has 3 years left. Now we need to break a new band to be the next band that takes over for these 10. I do.
Do you, bro? Because I don't feel like there's any foresight in rock and roll radio, man.
Oh, it's not radio. This is all label, man. This has got nothing to do with, we're just waiting for, we were just waiting for the next, XYZ band song to get kicked out. 5 singles off of one record.
Right. But even in that regard, you're still, if you listen to any major rock station, quote unquote, modern rock station, they're still playing, and I don't want to just like rattle off bands and like insult people over here, but they're still playing the same fucking 15 bands that they were playing back in 2000.
Yep.
But they're just playing their same, their new releases and then their legacy, the legacy acts, which
right.
is awesome. If you're a legacy act, fuck, I want to become a legacy act.
Mm-hmm.
But move those motherfuckers over to classic rock, dude. Pearl Jam's on classic rock.
Right.
Nirvana's on classic rock. But on modern rock, on the active rock stations, I don't know what it is, dude. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. I feel like there's something about, if you look at like hip hop and pop artists, their fans like kind of allow them to evolve.
Yeah.
Their fans embrace them kind of changing, not necessarily like, I'm not saying like doing a complete 180 and like, going from like a metal band and then becoming a polka band. You know what I'm saying? But dude,
yeah.
It might be a sore subject, but like the fucking backlash that Linkin Park got on One More Light, dude, I fucking love metal. I love Metallica. I love Bullet for My Valentine. I love fucking Atreyu. I love heavy ass fucking music. I love 90s rock. I love Rage Against the Machine. I love Linkin Park. Like 1,000 Suns is one of the most underrated albums of all time. But then they put out an album like One More Light, and they get completely shit on. And it's like, I don't like hip hop fans and pop fans. They don't do that to their artists, but rock fans will totally be like, "Fuck this guy." Yeah. It's like, well, why are you doing that, dude? Like, why? Like, I've never understood that.
It's, I don't know. They want, and you're even talking about a group of people that is supposed to be this united front of rock fans. We're rock and roll. We're we're anti-establishment. We're gonna break the rules. We're gonna be badasses. We're gonna be a fucking Motley Crue video is what we're gonna be. Okay, that's what we're gonna be. Right. We're just gonna be crazy, dirty rock and roll, and accepting. But then you start to break down that into segregated parts of like, okay, I only like this kind of rock and roll, and I only like this kind of rock and roll, and then I like this, and now you try to format that in a radio station. That's why you have to play Pearl Jam and Nirvana and, Metallica.
Which is odd.
Which is great, because you have to like have this glue that holds all this other crap together, because people will like, okay, I'll sit through this song that I really don't like because it's not my style of rock and roll, just so I can get to the next song that I'm like, oh yeah, I like that Black Album track, and then, oh, here's a song I like. But hip hop, but and even pop.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but they're like, yeah, come out and do a song with this artist, and then go and do a song that's heavy, and then go do a song that's slow, and then go do a song that could be considered a ballad. And they're like, Yeah, dude, that's my dude. Like, he can go, and because I guess there's a weird understanding, like, you go through different emotions. Like, you can feel one day like, the fuck the world, anger, and you want to hear that angst-ridden music. But there's also times in your life that you're like, you know what? I'm like cool being chill and like hearing like a song that like gets me in the feels, and and I'm okay with that coming from the same artist that also yesterday punched me in the face, today can hit me in the feels, and tomorrow can help me mow the lawn.
But exactly. So, but when did that change though? Like when could bands like Pearl Jam put out a song like fucking Even Flow, and then also have a song like Nothing Man, and Nirvana could have, obviously Smells Like Teen Spirit, but then also, No Apologies. Like why was that okay for those bands? But now as we get into like quote unquote, and I hate the term because I don't hate the term because I grew up with the term. Fuck that. I don't hate the term. But you get into post new metal, and now you can't, like, all you can do is fucking scream all the time, or you can only be aggressive all the time and not be a rock band. I've never understood that. And like, that was such a tragedy, man. Like what, like,
yeah,
with One More Light, I mean, that was my main example, but
no,
fuck
I
that
think
shit. Like you're saying, dude, like, let's be humans. Like, the rock and roll is about the human experience. It's about the experience of living. And you're not always angry. You're not always sad. You're not always happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like, why can't a band do that without getting shit on by a bunch of trolls? Like, I don't get it.
No, I remember getting that Linkin Park single when it came. It obviously was blasted. It was when Linkin Park came out with new music, especially in the last record before Chester. It was like they sent out like notices every like week leading up to it. Like, hey, in 3 weeks there's going to be the new Linkin Park. In 2 weeks it's Thursday morning 7 a.m. I mean, it was like timed release for new Linkin Park, and that song was the same way. And it came out, and so we got it at 7 a.m. or whatever the scheduled time was. And I think with Linkin Park, if you actually listened to Linkin Park, if you listened from Hybrid Theory to Meteora, and you went along, you knew this band was not the same band from album to album. They had elements, but you listened to them evolve as artists, and they always had
1,000 Suns is one of the most underrated albums of the last 20 years, man. That album is so fucking dynamic. It's like if the Beatles knew how to play metal music and rap, that's the kind of record they would have made. You know what I'm saying? That album is fucking, it blew my mind. I still listen to that record and go, dude, I want to write a record like this. If I like ever have to give up or quit, or before I die, I want to write a record like 1,000 Suns.
Right. I think everybody wants Linkin Park. From the Linkin Park aspect, everybody wanted an In the End or a One Step Closer, and that was kind of the, even when like Bleed It Out, which is I jam on that too, and I'm running, man. That's just, I mean, the cadence. I'm just like, yeah, this is my shit right here. But everybody has like this foregone conclusion of what they want this song to be. Guess who didn't? Nobody, who didn't give a fuck about what you thought about that song? Linkin Park. They were like, here's what we're gonna do now, and they didn't care. And then that song hit, and I was like, this is like a really good fucking song. And everybody else was like, this isn't One Step Closer. I'm like, no, because One Step Closer is One Step Closer.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, evolution.
And dude, Scoops, I might honestly be a little bit biased because we were fortunate enough to at least meet, Chester and the guys, so maybe I might be biased because they're super fucking cool dudes,
right?
But I mean, there's a lot of assholes in this fucking industry. You and I have talked about, who shall remain nameless, motherfucker, who also, unfortunately make decent music. So, yeah. Like, I'm not just biased to the Linkin Park side of things because they're cool guys. But it's, dude, it's the, you know, it was the human condition. I feel like bands like that who challenged not only themselves but also their genres and their own peers.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are the bands that I think should go down in history. No offense to the bands out there, and you know who the fuck you are. No offense to those bands who keep putting out the same album and that sounds exactly like the last fucking album they put out over and over and over and over again. No offense to you. If that's what's working for you, if that's what putting money in your bank, I hope you sleep well at night. But I would rather die broke as fuck and at least have like this, like, you know, library, this catalog of a real experience, not just, hey, this is what works, I'm just going to keep doing this again and again and again because these fuckers over here just keep buying it, you know? Like, no, man.
Yeah, that's the machine. And I think the toughest part, I think, to swallow as a, just because I think the Linkin Park story is so on point and really broad in what, you know, the topic we're talking about, is that when Chester died, it was like, oh God, that was a great album. Oh man. Oh, like this hindsight bullshit of, oh man, you know what was really great about Linkin Park is how they continue to evolve as a band, and they never stayed the same. They always changed. I'm like, you were the same motherfuckers that were like, don't play that song because it's way too soft for this shit. Yeah, don't jump on the bandwagon now that he's gone. Ridiculous. Yeah. We got some great comments over here. Radio's painful. Hey, Jody, I'm with you. That different perspective, but I'm with you, girl. I lose hours watching TikTok. I've done that too. Yeah, people want to hear something different instead of being force-fed what they think will work. Yeah, that's the toughest part about trying to program a radio station, is because parameters and all that other bullshit. I mean, the thing I loved about how I ran things is Adrian could call me and we could have a 2-hour conversation about life in general and what's going on, and hey, here's a track. I want you to listen to it. And I did. And I was like, hey, dude, I want to play this fucking song. And I did. And
you did, man. I've never forgotten that, man. And, you know, not a lot of guys do that. You know, there's a lot of, you know, people, again, like I started a rock and roll band because I thought by starting a rock and roll band, I wouldn't have to fucking answer to anybody. There'd be no rules, but there's a lot of politics, man. And it, like a lot of bullshit politics involved in rock and roll music. And you're one of the few guys, man. You know, when we were down and out and when we got a bad rap, you know, I came to you with a song. It's one of my favorite songs. I'm very, very proud of it. And like, I hope it never dies. I came to you with Meet Me in the Dark. It should have been our fucking third single off our second album.
Yep.
And, you know, blah, blah, blah. Again, hindsight is 20/20, but you were one of the like the handful of guys I can count on my hand who I came to and said, hey man, you know, we got a bum rap. We got a lot of shit talked about us by another big band that didn't actually happen.
Right.
And can you at least like help us keep this song, which was supposed to be our third single? Can you help us keep it alive? And you played it, man. And you did it. And you know, that's a big part of why I'm here talking to you, man, because you're a real dude. And you know, as you and I have discussed backstage, you know, a lot of what you see on stage and what you hear is a lot of bullshit. Those people are not walking the walk that they talk on a stage, right? And you know, I appreciate you so much for, you know, being honest and true to somebody like me who doesn't know how to do anything but be brutally honest, and to my own detriment.
Right.
So thank you, Coops. Like, seriously, man, I got your back.
No, bro, I got yours as well, and I think and you've learned this being on tour with bands. You've learned this being at festivals with bands. You've learned this just being in the industry for, you know, the better part of a decade. And there is a lot of fake. There's a lot of pretend. There's a lot of after so many years, you develop a decoder, and you're like, yeah, that dude's
a bullshitometer.
yeah, just yep. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, you're legit as shit. Yeah. And
I can sniff it out, man. As soon as I see a band, dude, like after their first song, I'm like, I know if they're full of shit or not. You know?
Yeah.
So.
And I got that many years being at Rockfest, being having the opportunity to interview a lot of bands and talk to them, and like there's ones that I've said this before on this podcast many times. I'm like, there are the tangible bands, tangible human beings, and then there's the bands that to me don't. They exist in kind of a this televised world. Like you go to a show and you're 6 feet back, or even if you're in the front row, there's a distance. It's been rehearsed. It's the everything is timed out. That's cool. That goes up. Hey, everybody wants to have a big fucking stage show. I get it. And it's choreographed, and it's good night, and it's on the bus, and it's to the next town. The trucks go ahead of it. And you're like, I watch people as they watch bands like that, and I go, wow, you're just like really being force-fed some stuff, and you're buying meet and greet passes or joining their fan club for $39.99, and you're like,
Well, I mean, you got to make a living.
I understand that. I get that, but to not be able to actually, like, it feels like you don't actually feel the music. And I think that's why the bands that I'm a fan of, like, okay, I feel that song, and however you wrote it, whatever you intended it for, whatever emotion you were going through, it might not be the same as how I interpret it, but it gives me a feeling in it, and I relate to it, and therefore relate to you as an artist. And there's some shit I'm like, huh? Like, I don't, like, that dude obviously did not write that song. Like, that is not, like, no, this is, somebody put this in the algorithm and it spat out, here's what you should do, and then do a cover song, and then come back and do another song that somebody else wrote.
Oh, man, that's why I love you, Coos.
That's what you should do.
Like, again, like you kind of nailed it on the head, dude. Everybody wants to have a big, giant fucking stage production, right? I mean, it would be my, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I would like to have, like, a giant stage production, and have fucking laser beams and pyro and a fucking what do they call it? A fountain. It's a fountain machine that spits the fireworks, over the front of the stage.
Sparks flying, fucking.
The spark fountain. That's a spark fountain machine. That's what it's called. Okay. I would like to have all that, but when you come off the stage, don't act like you're just always floating around in a fucking cloud of mist. You know what I'm saying? You're not.
Yeah.
Like, even Prince wasn't. Prince died in his fucking elevator by himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like get up, like, okay, put the show on. I get that, but then, like, when you're backstage and you're talking to your fans and your other artists, like, don't pretend to be something that you're not, because you're clearly pretending to be that on stage.
Right.
Which is fine. Like, I mean, my brother and I, we grew up in the era of, again, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, Rage Against the Machine, NWA, like dudes just on a stage, fucking throwing down, saying what they believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is okay. Maybe that time has passed, and maybe we need to, come into a new era of theatrics. But all right, like, once you, get up, don't act like the fucking the Queen of Sheba when you get off the fucking stage, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not, dude.
No.
Yeah. So,
who do you like right now? Like, who are the artists that are out there that you're like, yeah, they're shit. Like, they're like, you feel it.
Dude, I really am. The more I listen to Bad Wolves, and the more I've gotten, Tommy and Doc and John and I did a couple demos a long time ago. Those guys. Those guys are just dudes up on a stage playing fucking music. They're heavy, they're melodic, they're aggressive, they're chill. It's like, I relate to that. Really, I mean, other than that, dude, if I were to tell you who I actually listen to, all the hard rock fans would be like, "Ah, fuck this guy, man." I'm like, I had Glitch Mob on Alexa as we were like right before we got on
Nice.
this call, you know.
Dude, I stopped caring, man. Man, as soon as I got out and I didn't have to like be rock radio guy, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm listening to Johnny. Like last night or Saturday night, I had Zeb, my buddy Zeb, on from Screaming for Silence, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go listen to some fucking Johnny Cash, like just like old school, like B cuts, like for hours.
Yeah.
And then like this morning, I had like Yellow Wolf was playing, and then later on, it's just the Bishop Briggs, and I'm like it's just I can be so eclectic with stuff because I stopped. I don't have to be. I stopped caring.
And that I know what you're saying, dude.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying. You stopped having to be corporate radio. And it's like, I wish I stopped having to be a corporate rock and roll band. But at the same time, I'm not at 9-Inch Nail status. So I can't
I can do whatever the fuck I want. Now. I don't need to even stand on the stage, man. I'll stand behind the motherfucker. Oh, that's Tool. Never mind. That's I can take 13 years to make a record. I don't give a fuck. I got time.
I don't give a fuck.
I got time and money.
13 years to make a shitty record. So that's it.
Unfortunately,
I'm kidding.
Hey, that shit hit after I was out, so I haven't spent any time with it. So, yeah, so much good music out there.
See how the pot calls the kettle black.
No, look at this.
Yeah, I became exactly the person I was talking about not becoming.
No, dude, you're fucking forthright with it. Jody's jamming out to Hanson sometimes. We got Mike's jamming on Sinatra vinyl. Damn, dude.
Oh, dude,
love it.
Sinatra's the jam, bro.
Oh,
all day, every day, bro.
So much good music. That's the thing. There's so much good talent out there that's not being treated well. How about that? Not being treated well. Good talent.
Well, dude, Coop, you got to fix that, brother, right?
I'm trying, dude. I'm on Twitch now, so like shit's about to go next level.
You're twitching, dude.
I'm twitching. Like it's fine.
You're twitching, dog.
It's fine. That's just the fucking quarantine. It's the COVID, man. The COVID gives me the twitches.
COVID, bro. I got that COVID twitch, dog. I got that COVID twitch.
But you guys, I was listening to Crossfire over and over and over again because it's amazing, like how fucking relevant all of it. I'm like, oh. Again, it's like one of those songs that you write and you put together and you let out, and then all of a sudden it goes, holy shit! Like you've just like 8-ball corner pocketed the exact thing that we're kind of dealing with right now.
We wrote that with a couple of cats in Vegas. Their names Curtis and Rob from Blacklight Productions, and so to the one criticism that I did see, which I can also hear, some of the comments were like, "Oh, this sounds like Mantra by Bring Me the Horizon." But if I showed everybody the email dates on the song for the original demo, like Mantra, nobody had heard that song. It hadn't been released. Like we cut that song like a year before that song came out, right? So even for me as a writer, sometimes I go, that sounds just like this other fucking song that this guy wrote. And like, well, hey, you know what? Maybe they had the same idea, but they were just, it's just dependent on, timing and politics and business and, but that being said, the subject matter of Crossfire was very, I feel like it's I feel like Casey Jones at the fucking at home plate. I'm like, I need to hit a fucking grand slam, dude. And I'm not gonna hold back anymore. I'm not, for lack of a better term, I don't want to be corporate anymore. And that song in particular was kind of, was specifically written as like, an allegory to our experience in the music industry, but using the political landscape as as the allegory,
right,
for our experience. And And then, I mean, we really wanted that to be the lead single. My brother Ryan was like, dude, this song is so fucking good. It should be the first single. And I guess it's kind of like providence or synchronicity or whatever you want to call it, that the song and what we're singing about, what we're saying, like actually lends itself to the visual of the video, which is the empty streets of Las Vegas, and full credit goes to our videographer, our tour mate Larry Hinson with Kill Pop Media. I mean, before we even knew that, dude, Coops, before we even knew that Crossfire was going to be the next single, we said to Larry, we said, dude, you got to go out there, man. You got to go. When they announced the fucking shutdown, and they were like, and Governor Sisolak was like, we're done. We're going to shut everything down. When they announced that, one of the first things me and my brother said to Larry Hinson was like, dude, you got to go out there, go get footage of it, man.
Right.
Like, just go document it, because hopefully, knock on wood, we'll never see that again in our lifetime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he went out there, man, and he just, dude, it's crazy. Like, I've never, like, I kind of got a little, the first time I watched the first edit, I got a little emotional, man. There's a shot where Larry kind of takes the drone through the empty valet at the Paris. And I've had a lot of good times at the Paris. I grew up in Vegas. I lived and bled and almost died on those streets, like literally. So it was very emotional for me to see the city that way, because I didn't even get to see it with my own two eyes. I'm here in upstate New York with my wife and sons, while she's finishing nursing school. And I don't know, it's something where it's like, I kind of wish I'd seen it with my own two eyes, but maybe at the same time, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
If you check out my brother's Instagram story, he just did a fucking bike ride, like down the strip with his girlfriend yesterday. And there was other bicyclists out there, but
it's eerie, man. It's eerie as fuck. I mean, just watch. I mean, that was the first footage I saw of Vegas. I mean, there's been, stuff from New York that they put out. But I think they did a drone footage over Vegas at one point, while I was still watching the news, until I quit that shit. But man, I mean, that video it's eerie. I mean, it looks like the fucking apocalypse. I mean, that's how I would envision, like, if Thanos snapped his fingers and everybody fucking vanished, that's what it would look like.
Off the Vegas Strip.
It's just gone. It was it gave me an eerie, like, the song is playing and you're just like, that's really fucking weird. Like, this is this is Vegas. Like, where are all the people? Where for me, where are the hookers? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend, because he's in.
Well, I mean, they're doing drive-through stripper, strip clubs now.
I saw that. That's amazing or innovative, or I don't know,
or disgusting.
It's one of the two. I haven't quite put my finger on that. I saw there was a place somewhere. I'm not sure what city it was in, but they were doing food deliveries.
They're doing it in Vegas too, I think.
Are they doing food deliveries there? Have your food delivered by strippers?
So. Oh no.
Rock MT23 says, "Hey AP, it's tough to see. That video was tough. Just seeing that. Jody wishes he was at the Hard Rock. I think we all wish we were at the Hard Rock at this point. Yeah,
dude. What my brother and I were. It's weird, dude. That's another.
Shannon
weird
says
thing. Hi. Hi, Shannon. The another weird thing is my brother and I were like fortunate enough and honored to play the last weekend at the Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas. Right, like we got. So we did our we do an annual holiday show in Vegas, the hometown holiday throwdown in Vegas. Like usually we try to shoot between like Christmas and New Year's, or like just before Christmas or just after New Year's, sometime in that 2-week period. Like give people something to do. If they're done with their holiday festivities, right? and we've done it for the last 5-6 years, and it's been, a great success, a good turnout, every year. And this last year we did it, and it was awesome. And then, the higher ups at the Hard Rock, our buddy Andrew Courtney, he's the talent buyer up there. He's like, I talked to all the executives, they want you to come back, and play the closing weekend. So we actually got to do the farewell toast. We played an acoustic set in the iconic Hard Rock Hotel, the last time we'll ever play at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. Just literally just before this pandemic set in. So it was like
crazy.
We closed down the Hard Rock. And the Hard Rock, if you grew up in Vegas, dude, if you were going anywhere in Vegas, bro, if you were going to go do anything in Vegas, it would plans started. Mm-hmm. It would be meet me at the center bar at the Hard Rock and we'll go from there. Right. Meet me at the center bar at the Hard Rock and we'll figure it out. We'll go from there. And I mean, that's so many epic nights, man. Emanated from that place. And I mean, that was a place that inspired part of the inspiration to be in a fucking rock and roll band, you know, and we were fortunate enough to to shut it down this year. It was just before the pandemic set in. So
right before it was going to have to be shut down.
Anyway,
by the government.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's
Alexa,
wild,
volume 2.
Yelling at the robots again, man.
Yelling at these goddamn robots, man.
We live in a day and age where we can't go anywhere. We can just stay home and yell at the kids and yell at our robots. That's where we are. That's the that's 2020. I was hoping we were going to have flying cars and hoverboards and shit, but that didn't work out.
Yeah, where's my goddamn hoverboard, man?
I know. They have them, but that ain't it. That's not what Marty McFly was cruising on, man. That's some bullshit.
Right? You remember seeing that shit and being like, dude, that looks totally real. I remember asking my mom and dad, right, can you get me a hoverboard for Christmas?
And they didn't.
What's up, kiddo? All right, don't do it loud. Come here. Oh, it's just bedtime, huh? Come on. There. Say hi to Cooper. Come on. Say hi,
Cooper.
How are you doing? Time for bed. You lucky.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can hear him.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? How's that? Is that better?
Can you hear Cooper?
Daddy, I want it in my ear. All the way.
I can't get it all the way in here. You have a little
you got little ears. Yeah, I got the same thing with my kid. I'm like, here, and then it hurts. And
can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay. So Cooper is in Wisconsin.
Daddy, let go and it'll work.
Say what?
Let go and
Alexa, turn off.
Let go and it'll stay in my ear.
I don't think it's gonna stay in your little ear, bro.
Yes, it will.
It's not gonna.
Watch.
It's not.
We're watching. I'm watching. Is it gonna stay?
No, it's not gonna stay in. It's not staying in, Coops. Can you still hear Coops?
Yeah. You still hear me? Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, we're on point.
Look, so look at Cooper's beard. You see Cooper's beard?
Mm-hmm.
Now he thinks so. Big Brother. This is Big Brother. Wait, don't move. Dude, the people are looking. So Adigan thinks I should keep my beard, but his baby brother Callan thinks I should shave my Corona beard. I don't know what I should do yet.
I think keep it. What do you think?
I got this.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that. He's got this. That's what he thinks.
That's good. I like that. I like that. I like the way you roll.
Yeah, and it can make noises.
And it can make noise.
And a hug.
I know. Toys that make noise. That's what makes the world go around.
Toys that make noise. All right, is it bedtime now? Yeah. Okay. All right. Will you say bye to Mr. Cooper?
Bye, Mr. Cooper.
Bye, bud. Sleep well. Someday your ears will grow big enough. You'll have earplugs in there all day. That's all you'll be doing.
Dude, that's what I wish I did that, man. My tinnitus is killing me, dude. All right, brother. I got to put this little man to bed, my man.
It's all good, man. Hey, I appreciate the time and the great conversation. I want to have you back on. We can talk about stuff.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of everybody saying hi. We got some people voting for the beard. Keep the beard. Yes. A lot of love to Adigan. A lot of love. And it's awesome, brother. No, thank you. Let's get you back. Let's get you back on here sometime and stay in touch. I love you. Give me a holler sometime.
It's always a pleasure, man. And I thank you, bro. And I appreciate you, dude, for being real. And it's a lot of fun, dude.
Hey, it's life, brother. For life.
All right.
As
fuck
they say.
Corona. Fuck. Hey, say quarantine. What do we say?
Quarantine sucks.
Say it loud.
Quarantine sucks.
Quarantine sucks.
That is amazing. I love it. I love you, brother. My best to you and your family.
Love you too,
Take care of yourselves. Let's stay in touch, man.
All right, man.
Be well. All right, man.
Later, Coops.
My dude, Adrian Patrick from Otherwise, putting the kids to bed. That was adorable. Man, if you didn't watch that live stream, you missed out. That was fun when one of his little kids jumped on. That was badass. If you want to, by the way, when we do the live stream, okay, so I'll walk you kind of through this. So we'll do the live stream on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/NoLimitCooper. If you have the app, or if you want to download the Twitch app, you can do that in your app store, whichever one you have. Make sure you follow No Limit Cooper, search and then follow. And so we stream the podcast live, so we're having the conversation. You can see both of us. We're chatting back and forth, and crazy things happen that maybe not make a whole lot of sense during the audio portion of it, but whatever. Use your visualization skills. And then we take that video once it's done, and we put it up on YouTube, so you can watch it actually after the fact on YouTube, and that's just youtube.com/Cooperville. You can check that out. We are on all the social medias and would appreciate a follow if you want to kind of keep up with what the show's got going on, what we got coming up. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, obviously mentioned Twitch. My personal Instagram account is @NoLimitCooperOfficial. Follow me for all my crazy antics in my life and the kid and the dog and a partridge in a pear tree during quarantine and beyond. So, and wherever you're listening to the podcast, whichever platform, Apple Music or Google Music, or also we're on Stitcher, we're on Spotify, wherever you're listening, make sure you subscribe so every time we drop a new episode, you get an update and you can listen at your leisure. It's a great thing about podcasts. It's on demand. It's on your time. And if you have a lot of it, well, there's 55 of them you can catch up on if you've missed any of the episodes. I appreciate you for listening. I would give you, we can't high five, we can't hug, Nux, can't Nux either. I'll blow you kisses. Mwah. Thank you so much for listening. Take care of yourselves.